G-R-U-N-D. Ayah saling figurasa.
Hello, I'm Ben Jordan. Are you Ranger Morales?
I'm afraid not, young man. I'm glad you've arrived, though.
What's the matter? Did something happen to him?
Come with me, and I'll show you. Well, here he is. We found him here about an hour ago.
My God, what did this to him?
It seems that this was the work of a creature that up until now was just a legend. A monster known as the skunk ape.
I guess I'd better start my investigation then.
The mutilated body of the ranger is stretched out on the dirt. Feeling slightly nauseated, you examine the body more closely. You'd really rather not handle another man's organs. The ranger's midsection has been torn open by whatever attacked him. Several of his internal organs are visible. However, you notice that his liver seems to be missing. The ranger's face is twisted into an expression of sheer horror. Either his attacker caught him by surprise, or he's just shocked at the fact that his innards are currently on display to the rest of the world. There seems to be a tuft of hair clutched in the ranger's hand. Maybe he pulled it off the skunk ape as he was being attacked. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Did I say purse? I meant pocket.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, just a little jumpy is all.
Excuse me.
Yes?
What can you tell me about the murders?
Oh my, they're horrible. Ranger Morales is the 5th person we've found in the past 2 weeks. Before that, we lost another ranger, a young woman named Rita Myers. There was also a vacationing couple who were camping out in the woods, and the first person we found was a teenage boy who had gone out hiking. All the bodies have had one thing in common. They're all missing their livers.
Missing the livers?
Yes, our best guess is that the skunk ape eats the livers.
Yikes.
When the whole problem started, we found a few deer here and there with their livers torn out, but then we started finding people, and the MO just carried over.
Tell me about Ranger Morales.
I didn't know him very well, but he seemed like a nice guy.
Do you know of any reason why he might have been attacked?
Not really, no. So far the murders have all seemed to be random. However, he's the first body that's been found so close to the main tourist area. The others have been further out in the woods. If this keeps up, we may have to close the park until something can be done.
What do you know about the skunk ape?
I don't know any specific facts. The skunk ape was always more of an urban legend. But I have heard a few things. What exactly would you like to know?
What is a skunk ape exactly?
It's similar to a Yeti or a Sasquatch, but we call it a skunk ape because its trademark is a horrible smell. Some have described it as being a mix of rotten eggs, moldy cheese, and dung.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is, but the good thing is that that characteristic will make it somewhat easier to track down.
I guess. Has anyone actually seen the skunk ape?
The only ones who have are dead.
So there aren't any survivors or anything I could talk to?
I'm afraid not.
So if you haven't seen it, do you know what it looks like?
Not for certain, but the rumors of its appearance are all the same. It's supposed to be 7 feet tall, weigh about 300 pounds, and have a nasty temper.
Glad I asked. Are there any other animals in the park that might be capable of attacking people like this?
Not really. The Florida panther might be capable of it, but there's so few of them left it seems unlikely that they would be to blame. Besides, they usually keep to themselves.
Have you found any evidence as to what might be responsible?
The only thing we've found so far is a large footprint near one of the murder scenes.
I see. That's all for now.
Okay.
This is a nice park you've got here.
Thanks. We rangers pride ourselves on keeping this state preserve as pristine and beautiful as we can. It's really a shame that our nation's wetlands are constantly disappearing.
Yes, I agree. Can you tell me how to get around the area?
Of course. This area isn't really that big. Over there you can see the roof of the visitors center. Near that is a ranger station, and of course there's the forest too. Here, take this brochure. It's got a map so you can find your way.
Thanks. Tell me about yourself.
Me? My name is Ernie. I've been a ranger here at Everglades National Park for over 30 years. I love nature. I guess it runs in my family since my brother moved out west to become a medicine man. Aside from that, I really don't know what else to tell you.
So, now that I know more or less what I'm dealing with, what do you suggest I do?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, we need to find out why the skunk ape has decided to start killing people, and stop it from doing so again. As a park ranger, I'm morally opposed to killing it, but as it has already taken more than one human life, that may unfortunately be the only solution. I think your best bet is to go out into the forest and see if you can find out if the skunk ape has a lair, or someplace it stays regularly. Of course, you shouldn't go alone, but most of the other rangers have been too scared to go out into the woods since the killing started. I'd go with you myself, but I don't think I'm up for much excitement anymore.
You said most of the rangers were too scared to go into the woods. Are there any who aren't?
Well, there is one guy, Ranger Rick, but I don't know if he'll want to go.
Tell me about Ranger Rick.
He hasn't been working here very long, but he's one of our best rangers. The thing about him is, he's extremely superstitious when it comes to nature. He might go into the woods with you, but he might have some weird reason for not wanting to.
Well, right now he's my best option. Do you know where I can find him?
He should be at the ranger station.
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask.
The water flows past ever so slowly. You can see why this place is called the River of Grass. In the distance, you see a green roof belonging to a nearby building. The thought of sticking your hand in swamp water doesn't really appeal to you. Besides, there could be alligators in there.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, just a little jumpy is all.
It's no use talking to inanimate objects. Asking that particular item a question won't get you very far. The water flows past ever so slowly. You can see why this place is called the River of Grass. You can't do anything with the building from here. It's no use talking to inanimate objects. Feeling slightly nauseated, you examine the body more closely. A large pool of blood is collected under the body. You search through the ranger's pockets, but find nothing of interest. The ranger is wearing a pair of standard olive green pants. The body is still warm. Keep your fingers out of the ranger's face. Just because he's dead, that's no excuse for you to be rude to him. You can talk at the ranger all you like, he isn't going to respond. There is nothing to be learned from asking the ranger questions.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more...
The two items don't go together. The two Your notepad and pen, saviors of your bad short-term memory. It's a tuft of Sasquatch hair and mange. You were given this brochure of the Florida Everglades, which conveniently includes a map of the area. You picked this rifle up on your way to Florida. You hope you make some good money off this case, because buying it created a large void in your bank account. Don't play around with the rifle. You might accidentally shoot yourself. You open up the brochure and look at the map. A young ranger is sitting on the couch reading a book. This must be Ranger Rick. Only you can prevent forest fires. It's a map of the Everglades. A comfortable-looking couch provides the rangers with a place to sit and take a break. An old radio is blaring out some horrible blues tune. You were never really a fan of the harmonica.
Could I ask you about some stuff?
Sure, what's up?
You're Ranger Rick, aren't you?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
My name's Ben Jordan. I was called out here by Ranger Morales.
Oh, you're the paranormal investigator guy, aren't you?
That's me. Ernie told me I should talk to you.
Okay, so talk to me.
What can you tell me about the skunk ape?
It's terrorizing the woods, that's what.
Anything else?
Not really. I don't think I could tell you more than Ernie probably already has.
Is there anything you can tell me about the recent murders?
Terrible, aren't they? It's bad enough to lose your co-workers, but when the public are victims too, it becomes a whole different story. Hopefully something can be done before anybody else dies so horribly. But then that's what you're here for, isn't it?
Ernie suggested I should find someone to go into the woods with and try to track down the skunk ape. He said you were the guy I should go to.
Well, Ben, I'd love to go with you, really I would. But with the sudden appearance of the skunk ape, things in the woods haven't exactly been in balance lately. I wouldn't feel right going out there without some protection.
I've got a rifle.
No, I didn't mean that kind of protection.
Well, I guess we could look for a pharmacy or something? But I should tell you, that's not my thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with...
Ben, I'm talking about a nature amulet.
Oh, a nature amulet, of course. What's a nature amulet?
It's an amulet that wards off evil spirits and attracts good-natured spirits.
So if I can get you one, will you come with me?
Sure.
Okay, so how do I do it?
It's complicated. Nature amulets just don't grow on trees, you know. The base is made from an ancient earth object, like a bone or a rock. You'll need some animal hair to make a string so the amulet can be worn. And the amulet needs to be blessed by a shaman. Got it?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. What's that you're reading?
It's part of a series about this kid who wants to be a professional fish tank cleaner.
That sounds fascinating.
This one I'm reading is part 5, where he goes to Bangladesh.
Is it any good?
Not really. It's surprising, since the author took so long to write it.
Well, I hear that tends to happen a lot. That's some nice music you're listening to.
It's the only radio station we get out here. But even this music is better than no music, in my opinion.
So what's it like to be a ranger?
I like it. It's a fun job. The pay could be a little better, but then the government doesn't send much money our way.
Okay, I'm going now.
Take it easy.
No need to take it. You've already got one.
Nice weather we're having.
Is it? Haven't been outside much today, I'm afraid.
You try to change the station, but see that the knob is missing. You search through the drawers and find a box of diuretic water pills. There's nothing. It's you, Ben Jordan. The desk has a couple of drawers. Your curiosity begins to get the better of you. You don't think that poster would look particularly good in your room. It's a box of P-Rex brand diuretic water pills. You rattle the box around. It seems to be pretty full. The two items don't. You were given this brochure of the Florida Everglades, which conveniently includes a map of... You open up the brochure and look at the map. The sign has the words, "Save the Wetlands," written on it in a dark red substance. You were taught that if you couldn't say anything nice, you shouldn't say anything at all. And now is one of those times. A large and old-looking tree stands majestically beside the visitor center.
Hello.
Hey there, young man.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Lloyd Daniels. I've been living in Florida for the past 20 years. I'm an active member in the community and a staunch environmentalist. Among the things I do are set up fundraisers, beach cleanups, and protests.
What exactly do you protest?
The possible threat to the environment. You have no idea how angry it makes me to see environmental injustices committed. If I see someone so much as look at a tree the wrong way, I'll go off like a rocket.
You seem very dedicated to your cause.
And how?
Have you ever heard of the skunk ape?
Oh, you mean that fabricated story to keep us out of the woods so the developers can bulldoze their way in here and build condos behind our backs?
So you don't believe it exists?
Of course not. Even if there was such a creature, it wouldn't be in the wild for long. Poachers would probably hunt it down for its fur, jewelry would be made from its teeth, purses from its hide.
I think I get your point. Did you know that the skunk ape has been murdering people lately?
Well, it's about time.
Excuse me?
Man has been murdering nature for centuries. It's not surprising that nature has decided to fight back.
Are you saying it's justifiable homicide?
Now don't go putting words in my mouth, boy. All I'm saying is, maybe this is the wake-up call people need, regardless of whether or not some made-up creature is doing it.
Nice park, huh?
Nice? Nice? I don't see what's so nice about a bunch of rangers sitting around at their station eating sandwiches all day, while out here the wetlands continue to disappear by the minute.
I don't know, it seems like the rangers are doing a decent job.
Ha! Shows what you know.
See you around.
Hug a tree for me.
The receptionist looks young. On the counter is a white mug. Written on it are the... It's the door to the men's room. The display case contains several...
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the skunk ape?
Can't say I do. I've never even heard of a skunk ape before.
Oh, well, never mind then. Have you heard about the recent murders?
I think I overheard one of the rangers talking about it. But nobody around here tells me anything, since I'm just a receptionist. I'm pretty clueless when it comes to park gossip.
That seems a little unfair.
Maybe. But if people are getting murdered, I'd rather not know about it.
What can you tell me about the visitor center?
Well, everything in here is pretty self-explanatory. I guess I can tell you more about that display case over there, and the animatronic Mikasuki in the next room.
What's in the display case?
If you read the plaque, you can see that it contains fossils found near this area. Mainly it's just some alligator and shark teeth, and a couple of imprinted rocks.
Can I take a closer look?
I'm afraid not. We've had problems with tourists stealing the relics. That glass case is there for a reason, you know?
What can you tell me about the animatronic Mikasuki?
It's a robot of an Indian. It's tacky, politically incorrect, and it gives you a blessing if you put in a coin.
I see. Anything else?
It's broken. Which is probably for the best if you ask me.
Tell me something about yourself.
What for?
I don't know, I was just being friendly.
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not talk about myself.
Okay, fair enough. That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your visit!
You flush the toilet and get a strange satisfaction from doing so. In a fit of kleptomania, you decide to take the whole roll of toilet paper. You never know when it might come in handy after all. You don't have time to play around with the mirror right now. A large mirror hangs on the wall above the sink. It's the sink, a standard item found in bathrooms. You don't need to wash your hands at the moment. There's no need to use the hand dryer, as your hands are not wet. It's a hand dryer for drying your hands. It's a toilet. They're usually found in bathrooms, are made from porcelain, and are used in activities that are best not described in detail. The two items. Your notepad and pen, saviors of your bad short-term memory. It's the toilet paper you took from the visitor center bathroom. The plaque won't budge. The plaque reads, "The following items have been found in or around this area of the park." The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around with his mug.
Interesting setup you've gotten here.
Yeah, the tourists seem to like it.
You don't want to give that away. The two items. You open up the brochure. You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. You open up. A large tree stands here, casting a shadow over the rest of the area. You notice a few holes in the tree's bark where there's some dried sap. An enormous tree has been uprooted and overturned. You wonder if this was caused naturally, or if it was the skunk apes doing. A few blades of grass are growing out of the ground here. You open up. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. That doesn't seem to work. Your notepad and pen. Saviors.